Well, the Sustainable Development Goal for reducing inequalities basically seeks to reduce inequalities of income and opportunity within and between countries by promoting the social, economic, and political inclusion of all people, especially those vulnerable groups. So this objective is achieved through policies that guarantee equal access to basic services and resources, promoting the participation of all groups, and combating discrimination in all its forms. So we choose the Bolsa Familia program in Brazil, adopted in 2003, to illustrate this objective.
Bolsa Familia is a Brazilian government program that gives money to poor families to help them meet basic needs. In return, families must make sure their children go to school and get regular health checkups. The goal is to break the cycle of poverty across generations. The program has reached millions of families, improved school attendance and child health, and help reduce poverty and inequality. It's considered one of the most successful social policies in Latin America, and the objective of this program is providing income to poor families, and it's like to connect them with other public service like healthcare, education, and social support. The program don't just fight poverty; it also promote dignity and all basic rights that the people have to live with a dignity life.
Okay, well, yeah. According what Karen says, I think that this program the results of this program were very positive because this social program make a reduction of the extreme poverty, and millions of families could afford basic needs such as food, health, and everything. Also decreases the inequality. So this is the basic needs because it reduced the gap between rich and poor people in Brazil, and also improve the health conditions. So it was higher vaccination rates and regular healthcare checkups for children and mothers. Also, the social inclusion because it gives the people in Brazil recognition and breaks the cycle of poverty. So because they invest on education, the program create like this long-term opportunity to children to be educated, and also reduce the child labor. So the families doesn't have this need to get your children to go to work. So yeah, I think it was the best option for Brazil in 2003. What do you think about it, Samuel or Isabella?
Yeah. Well, I don't completely agree with what you were saying. I think that even though this program has some benefits, as you mentioned, it also faces like a lot of limitations. And I found that, like, looking for information, I found like five principal consequences or limitations. So the principal one is the lack of social mobility. So basically, this program is helping to improve poverty immediately, but it doesn't promote sustainable upward mobility, keeping beneficiaries at subsistence levels without access to skilled jobs or higher education. So basically, it's just like trying to solve in a certain way, but just like the superficial things that we can notice, but it's not really helping in changing those structural problems that people are facing. Another problem that I found is the political clientelism. So while I was looking for information, I noticed that the program usually is used for electoral gain or for some benefits for specific politicians. So the funds are favoring regions aligned with the ruling party, eroding trust and perpetuating political inequality. So it's not really like working like in the way that it should be. Another problem that I found is implementation issues. So there are some registration mistakes that exclude some vulnerable families. Conditions are hard to meet in areas with poor infrastructure. And another thing is that it doesn't address non-monetary inequalities as ethnicity or gender, so it's very reduced. And the last consequence or limits that I found, it's the negative consequences, and it doesn't close regional gaps or prevent crime in poor communities. Its sustainability relies on economic booms and cuts after crisis reverse progress. So I don't know, I would like to know maybe Samuel, what do you think about this program?
When I think about Bolsa Familia, the first thing that comes to my heart is hope. I imagine families who can finally sit down to meal without worrying if there will be food tomorrow. That image gives me a sense of relief and even joy. But at, but at the same time, I feel sadness because I know that without this program, so many children sorry, will still be going to be hungry and parents will feel powerless. That's all hurts. I also feel pride in the idea that a country can choose compassion, that society can say, no one should be left behind. It feels like more than a policy. It feels like a human embrace. Still, I can't ignore the fear inside me. Fear that one day the support could be taken away, leaving thousands of families vulnerable again. That possibility makes me anxious. Above all, though, what I feel is gratitude. Gratitude for the dignity, the comfort, and even the small moments of joy that Bolsa Familia has given to so many. For me, beyond all the statics, this program represents human warmth, and that is something you can truly feel.
Okay, well, what do you think about maybe create some initiatives that we can implement, or what do you have to say about this new, yeah, this policy? So
Okay,
Karen, what do you think?
I think the Bolsa Familia has earned global praise as a successful model of social policy. It, for example, in Mexico, has a similar program. The name of this program is like I don't remember. It's like Brilliance, maybe, and it's like that helps the poor people to find new opportunities, and the objective is similar that the Brazil program, that is like combat the poor and give education and help to the poor people, and also the international organizations like the World Bank and the UNICEF approve this program, and they classificate like the one of the most policies that have the world in the yeah, like all the countries need to experiment or do a similar program to combat the poor in our countries.